Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to Full Count. Full Count, Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. We come to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Guys, we're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the planet. We're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on those free picks. I'm your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Dionne D'Amico. And joining me today, giving out today's free winners, we've got some SportsMemo leaderboard fixtures, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and the Doctor of Sports Betting, Dr. Chuck. Welcome, Dionne. Welcome, Chuck. How are you today?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you today?
Very good, Chuck. Dr. Chuck, how are you today, sir?
We're great. You know, it's a time-sensitive show. There's only 3 games for us to bet. We're going to cover all of them.
Absolutely, sports fans. Today, as Dr. Chuck mentioned, very odd schedule in baseball. Of the 8 games on the board, 6 start early. So just like my wedding night, this show is going to be enjoyable, but quick and painless. I promise you that. We have some quick announcements real fast. Then we go right into our roundtable games. All right, guys, we need your help. We have hit the milestone of 5,000 YouTube subscribers, but we want to hit 10,000 subscribers. We can't get there without your help. And I want you to know our producer, Chris, who's in the back room, he and I and our fearless leader, Johnny D, we're sitting down this week. We're going to be announcing our fall schedule next week. You're not going to want to miss any of that action. We're going to revolutionize videos in the sports betting industry. So hit that subscribe button so we can hit those 10,000 subscribers. Also, on the 19th and 20th, next weekend, your favorite Wager Talking Sports Memo personalities will be at the Westgate, the Superbook, the Clubhouse. Guys, for a meet and greet. The first meet and greet was so successful, we're going to do it again, just like on my wedding night. I'm going to tell you now, all your favorite people from Wager Talking Sports Memo are going to be there. Come and join us. Now, real quick, we got some special swag bags for those that show up. And for a limited amount of people, look what we got. We got poker chips. Dionne and me are on them. Guess who's on the back, guys? Sports Memo. We have a limited amount of those, so you got to show up early. We want to give them to you. We got some great stuff. My buddy Ralph Michaels, he's got some fun stuff for everybody.
All those chips are for me.
Also, you got it, Dr. Chuck. Anything for you, Doc. Guys, also, we got a couple of quick discounts, or actually one quick discount. The rest of MLB, just $279. You use code BBALL, $279 upon checkout for any capper on this show. It is huge. You want to use that? Because I'm going to tell you now, these discounts aren't going to last long. So, without any further ado, guys, we have 3 roundtable games. We're going to jump right into them. The first roundtable game, guys, I know. We've all been there. We've all been at a bar, and it got late, and the bartender yelled, "Last call." They turned up the house lights. There were 2 girls left in the bar. Now, if those 2 girls were baseball teams, they'd be the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. I'll tell you that. We've all been there. Even Chris backstage is laughing. He's been there. He's still hungover from last night. So, sports fans, the Pirates at the Diamondbacks are our first roundtable game. Currently, Arizona, 170 a total, 8 under 120. Without any further ado, let's go to the prettiest person on the panel. And then this battle, that's not easy. The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you. Both teams split out their last 10 games and are both below the 500 mark. But Arizona took the first 2 games of this series. And going back a bit further, 21 of the last 28 overall meetings against Pittsburgh. And when playing at Chase Field, has not hindered their success, taking 6 of the last 7 matchups. Today, JT Brubaker and Merrill Kelly are scheduled starters. Brubaker is just 2-10 with a 4.49 ERA. Over his last 5 starts, the right-hander 0-3 with a 5.13 ERA. Kelly, on the other hand, is 10-5 with a 2.86 ERA. And in his last 7 starts, the right-hander has allowed 2 or less runs in each of those outings, going 4-0 with an anemic 1.49 ERA. In early June, Brubaker lost to Kelly, giving up 6 runs, including 5 earned, on 8 hits over 4+ innings in his first ever start versus Arizona. The Pirates are also just 1-4 their last 5 versus the NL West, 1-5 their last 6 versus a team with a losing record, 5-11 their last 16 versus right-handed starters, and 7-16 their last 23 overall. I'm taking the Diamondbacks on the run line today.
Sports fans, a fixture on the Sports Memo leaderboards, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, says take the Diamondbacks. Even Pie Guy in the background likes that game. But she said take the Diamondbacks on the run line. And guys, I want you to know, we've got these great discounts. She's on the leaderboards of WNBA, and MLB right now. And she finished second last year in college football. We got some great discounts, customer appreciation discounts over at SportsMemo. But you can't take advantage of them unless you go over there and check them out. But, guys, those early bird discounts aren't going to last too much longer. Dionne, great breakdown. Love the analysis. And just because sports fans, two teams aren't marquee teams or winning or have winning records, doesn't mean there isn't gold in them Dar Hills. Pygow thinks this is a good game in the background. So, please, without any further ado, Dr. Chuck's going to give you his take. Pirates, Diamondbacks, Arizona, $1.78 under 120. Dr. Chuck, the floor is yours, handsome.
Yeah, Dionne mentioned it this morning. She mentioned it again right now. There's a lot of different ways to attack this game. We have to do it quickly either way. Since this is starting in about a half hour, there's no way I would be against Merrill Kelly. Doesn't always mean that it's the best situation because he's going to bring a big price, especially when he gets the Pirates, especially when the Pirates just won the game yesterday when we were kind of on him with Mitch Keller. And so that did work out. I think there's even more value to go against it. JT Brubaker, I can't remember if Dionne mentioned this in her very succinct analysis, but he's 2-10. Well, he's not 2-10. The Pirates are 2-10 in his starts as a road dog this season. The Diamondbacks, I've been working this week to figure out how we can attack a situation where a team this poor, like Joe said, I'm just glad that he didn't mention that the Cubs and the Reds would be the last two ladies left in the bar. Luckily, it is the Pirates and the DBacks. And so when we talk about the Cubs and the Reds later, it's not those two. They got out a little bit before that 2 a.m. last call. So I would attaching this to a parlay leg. JT Brubaker's not a guy that's going to get the Pirates a win. They don't usually back him. After a win, the Pirates aren't that great inside of a series, and they're traveling tomorrow right after this game. I would maybe attach it. You're going to get you can maybe find like a minus 155 and maybe minus 160. Attach that to something else. Diamondbacks are going to win this game. Take with that what you will. The Diamondbacks are one of the best home first five teams. So you could always go that route, take that run line, and because it's going to be equal at bats, you're going to probably lay just maybe a 120 on that. And I think they lead maybe easily after the first five. So maybe that might be the best way to attack it. But Diamondbacks, maybe first five and full game, they're winning this. Figure out a way to attack it in the best way, maybe full game run line like Dionne went, but get your bets down quick, and then we have a little more time for our next two bets here.
Sports fans, Dr. Chuck, who I'm telling you is all over the leaderboards. Profit 3-7, 30 days. He is killing it. He gave you a couple of options there. Good breakdowns, Doc. As usual, that's what we come to expect from you. Now, guys, I will tell you this. I'll have some fun with the Cubs Reds later. He's still in store for some, Dr. Chuck is. We've only got one roundtable game done. We have two more before we go through our best bet segment. Our next game, guys, and like I said, we're trying to, I don't want to say rushing through, we're trying to expedite the show a little more quickly because so many of these games are going early. We want to make sure you can still take advantage of the free information here. Right now, 4 of the 5 American League East teams are in the postseason, so wins are huge right now, guys. I mean, this is just amazing. This makes for exciting baseball. And our next roundtable game, the Orioles at the Red Sox, Boston 125, 10 under 115. And I will tell you this, just because these two teams are at the bottom of the AL East barrel doesn't make them two bad teams. These are two very good teams with a lot of talent. Boston is showing signs of life. The Orioles, let's face it, man, they went on a couple of great winning streaks, and these teams are still in the hunt. So without any further ado, the first lady of Las Vegas, Dionne, please. Orioles at Red Sox, Boston, 125, 10 under 115. The floor is yours, young lady.
I find this to be a very interesting matchup. Both lineups have been absolutely crushing the ball. As a matter of fact, 8 of Baltimore's last 10 outings have gone over the total. Coming into this contest, 5 of Boston's last 6 contests have all gone over the total. Today's matchup sends to the mound Dean Kremer and Josh Winkowski. The Orioles right-hander, despite having a good overall numbers, has struggled a bit lately. His last 3 starts, he is 1-2 with a whopping ERA of 5.62. The Red Sox right-hander has also struggled recently. Over his last 3 starts, despite a 2-1 record, has an ERA of 5.54. And when pitching at home this season, he is just 3-3 as his ERA balloons up to 6.18. His first start of the season was his only against Baltimore in 2022, and he was shelled for 4 runs in just 3 innings. The over is 15-5 in the Orioles' last 21 versus division opponents, and 11-5 in Boston's last 16 in Fenway. There's going to be a lot of runs scored here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
There you go. Dionne D'Amico, the first lady of Las Vegas, a perennial MLB leaderboard fixture at SportsMemo. So she likes the over in the Red Sox and the Orioles, Red Sox. I know she mentioned this morning, this almost made it as a premium play, and we're glad you shared this with us, Dionne. Thank you. Let's go over to Dr. Chuck. Let's see if he agrees with Dionne. You know, they agreed in the first round, but agreeing doesn't make for a great show. We love when they contradict. And the doc's got a poop-eating grin on in the waiting room right now. Dr. Chuck, the floor is yours. Baltimore, Boston, Red Sox 125-10 under 15. Take it away.
Well, Joe, I know these are two of your favorite teams in your favorite division here, but I don't have a whole lot of disagreement with that. Just right off the bat, 10 and or 9.5 reeks to me this season. The way that the totals have gone, it doesn't bear out as a profitable situation. It's exactly 50-50. If you take a home favorite with a total of 10 or more outside of Coors, dead on 14-2. So there's no value there. But if you're taking it case by case, and that's the situation we're doing here, like Dionne said, we have Dean Kramer on the mound, who actually wasn't going to be the starter. He's stepping in and moving up in the rotation, which is a situation that you could attack. Winkowski. Joe brought up that the Red Sox maybe are showing signs of life. You know, no one really could figure out what they were doing at the trade deadline there. They totally hemmed and hawed and kind of went back and forth with subtracting Christian Vasquez, adding Eric Hosmer, different pitching situations. And then they got the news about Chris Sale, whatever he was going to mean for them as the season went on. Devers is back. Offense is what they have to do. Baltimore is crushed right-handed hitting. They've crushed a situation as a dog. They're a really short dog here. I stopped short of taking them specifically on the money line or the run line for this play because I just like them to score a bunch of runs, which you'll hear more about later. But yeah, when you're telling me if you could get that 9.5, I think this could be a 5-5 type game midway through. You're not going to get a good wind situation in Fenway, and it is better than if they played in Camden with the way they've made those changes at that stadium. But yeah, it just reeks on a situational basis. You take these two starters and these two lineups, and all you need, if you can find the shop with a 9.5, all you need is a 5-5 game. I think both of these teams are ripe for scoring 5. I do like Dean Kramer more than Winkowski, so I would lean that direction. Plus, who's going to fade the Orioles at this point, period. So that's an interesting way to go to, but not a bad play if you can get down on this pretty quickly to maybe take an over here and the Diamondbacks, and you're going to have a solid plus money parlay on that one.
Wow. Couple of extra bonus plays. Another great analysis is what we come to expect from Dr. Chuck, who's making a special Thursday house call on the MLB Full Count Show. Doc, great stuff. My friends, be sure to go over after the show. Follow Dr. Chuck on some of these great customer appreciation discounts. We'll go over a few of them again at the end of the show. But don't go anywhere. We have another roundtable game before we go into our best bet segment. Now, guys, if you build it, they will come. I know a few of you know what I'm talking about. The NL Central has been a 2-horse race for most of the season, and today 2 teams playing for third place, and a little bit of pride too. Let's be honest. You know, this division belongs to St. Louis and Milwaukee. Nobody's going to argue that fact, but playing for a little pride and playing to stay out of the basement, you know, counts for a lot. And Doc, just to let you know, you mentioned the 2 a.m. last call. I had a joke on the first round. I got a better joke for this round. We live in Las Vegas. We live in Las Vegas where there is no last call. And I go and put my bets in throughout the day. And every day about 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., there's a couple of girls still walking home from another hotel. One lost a shoe. Another's hair is all over the place. And if those 2 girls were 2 teams, that would be the Cubs and the Reds. Sorry, I had to do that one on the fly. Chris is laughing in the background. But if you build it, they will come. The Field of Dreams game today. Highgow loves this game. Let's go.
Dionne's hometown team, my hometown team. You just had to do it.
I had to. You know, I could kill. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone is a lot of fun, I'll tell you that. Guys, we do like to have a lot of fun here on the Full Count Show. But bottom line is you're getting great content from great documented winning cappers at SportsMemo. So let's talk about the Cubs Reds. We're going to go over to Dionne D'Amico, who is a fixture on the SportsMemo leaderboard, WNBA, MLB, and last year finished number 2 in college football. By the way, number 1 was Dr. Chuck. They're going to be fighting it out all season long. Let's go to the first lady of Las Vegas. Dionne, Cincinnati, $1.15, 9 over minus $1.15. The floor is yours.
I find this game the most difficult of the roundtable games to handicap. Let's be honest. Without hurting the feelings of Cubs fans or Reds fans, neither one of these two teams are making the playoffs. And to be totally honest, I doubt neither one of these two teams will make the playoffs next year either. Sorry. But that's neither here or there. Chicago comes in a little bit hotter, winning 4 of their last 6 outings. Granted, that was against Washington and Miami, but they still seem to turn a page a little bit and have earned a few victories. On the other hand, Cincinnati has dropped 3 in a row and 5 of their last 7. And once again, I understand that they were swept by one of the best teams in the National League in the Mets in their last series, but this team just can't seem to string together consistent performances. Oddly enough, though, although these two teams share a division, they've only met 7 times in 2022, with the Cubs taking 4 of the 7. Lefty Drew Smyly has had enormous success against the Reds in his career. In 6 appearances, which includes 5 starts, he is a perfect 4-0 with a 3.41 ERA. Left-hander Nick Lodolo has never faced the Cubs, and is making just his 10th career start. On the campaign, he's 3-3 with a 4.40. The combination of Chicago's bats heating up a bit and the fact that Cincinnati lineup has accounted for 3 runs or less in 8 of the last 10 outings compels me to side with the hotter Cubs team here. So I'm going to go ahead and take Chicago.
The first lady of Las Vegas comes in with the Cubs. And by the way, Dan, your little comment about now the Cubs or the Reds making it to the playoffs next season either, I'm going to tell you right now, you probably just got thrown out of the Knights of Columbus Chicago chapter right now, and you're never going to get any dinner invitations in Cincinnati either. I'll tell you that.
Probably not, and I probably just upset Dr. Chuck, but I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think either one are going anywhere this year or next year.
That's okay. You know, it makes for
I can't believe you would speak such truths. I'm offended.
But the good thing is I still love you, so that's all that matters.
That's it. What can you do? But you know, Doc, 22 years with me. We're celebrating 22 years this month. A little bit of Joey rubbed off on us, some good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. I noticed that when we were on the air. By the way, guys, great breakdown from Dionne. Dionne's got some great discounts over at SportsMemo. After the show, take advantage of those discounts. Let's go to Dr. Chuck. You know, Dr. Chuck was on the First Family Show this morning. We had some fun talking about the Cubs and the Reds. Obviously, the Cubs, Dionne's a Chicago girl. She's from Cicero. Dr. Chuck, his favorite team. He's an Ohioan. I want to know Dr. Chuck's take on this game. And this is a big game. You know, last year, Yankees, White Sox, I think Dr. Chuck said they hit 160 home runs in that game last year. Lot of runs scored last year, a lot of home runs. It was like a fun game. I think this game is a little more serious than last year's Field of Dreams game. Doc, give us your take. Cincinnati, 115, 9 over minus 115. The floor is yours.
Yeah, and last year you brought it up. You know, I mean, it was I like what they're doing with the historic situations and because of the field, you know, it's one of the best movies of all time and what it means and actually playing in a field, you know, to start off with the White Sox and Yankees is good. I mean, you're not going to play like an Astros versus what would it be? You know, Marlins, you're not going to play that in one of the first seasons of this. So Cubs Reds does make sense. It's not an ideal situation for the league the way it fell, but you put it standalone against the Orioles and Red Sox, and there's not a whole lot else to watch unless you're watching preseason NFL season 1, week 1, and you might get some eyes on it because it's got some grandeur about it and things like that. And I did mention this morning, I looked it up. There were only, I think, 9 home runs hit. It wasn't quite the triple digits. Judge hit 2. I don't know. You know, it's a small sample size as to getting the VMI. I have the VMI and the ADI. They're pretty decent. The ADI is better than it would be in Chicago or Cincinnati. Obviously, it's not as ideal for hitting conditions as Great American because it's a bandbox type arena. But there, as far as this morning with Dan, analyzing that he liked the Reds on the full game, and then Dionne liking the Cubs on the full game here, and both of us realizing that these teams aren't going anywhere really for a while. This is a rebuild, although the Cubs threw a little bit of a zag on their rebuild, with the trade deadline and keeping their pieces. Since then, though, she brought it up. It's Nick Lodolo from the left side, and it's Drew Smyly from the left side. There's been no team more abysmal against left-handed pitching since the beginning of August than the Cubs. I talk a lot about the slash, which is wins, weighted runs above average. The Cubs have -9, not where average would be 0. The weighted on-base average, which you want to shoot for like a 330, they're at 100. Their weighted on-base average is a 100. And their weighted runs corrected plus, where you would like to be in the 70 range, they're -25. No team is even close to that against left-handed pitching. And so it leans me on the Reds' first 5 here. I don't have to worry about what they do after Smyly. I don't trust Smyly no matter what he's done in the past against them. I don't trust them, but I also don't trust the Reds' bullpen as far as I can throw them either. And Lodolo's a rookie. He is a wild card as it goes on here. This could even be an easy over first 5 situation, but okay. I like over 9 period, but I like the Reds' first 5 money line even more than that.
Okay. Dr. Chuck, who's doing some great work over at SportsMemo, says Reds first 5. Few other bonuses in there. When Dr. Chuck, he's always going to give you a couple of extra plays on every analysis, and we love your analyses, Dr. Chuck. They're always so in detail, and we appreciate you. Sports fans, after the show, go over, take advantage of some of those customer appreciation discounts. Follow Dr. Chuck. You'll follow him all the way to the bank. Now, guys, we still have our best bet segment. And without any further ado, the first lady of Las Vegas, who is on the WNBA and the MLB leaderboards right now and has been all season long, who did finish college football last year, number 2, has some exciting things on the premium side tonight and over the next few days she's going to tell you about. Then she's going to go into her best bet for today. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I am very selective with my preseason releases. Last season, I put out just 2 games and was 100% at 2-0. Today, I have my NFLX touchdown play posted over at SportsMemo for just $12. We really had very little to choose from today for the best bet segment. So I'm going to give you one of the games that I felt I liked in the roundtable segment. For many of the same reasons that I gave an opinion out on the Arizona Diamondbacks on the run line earlier is why I like them as my best bet for the show today. To give some added reasoning, the Pirates are absolutely atrocious on the road, going just 21-37 away from home this season. Arizona, no, they're not a great team, but there is a big difference in their record, how they play on the road as how they play at home. They're not bad at home, going 31-29 at Chase Field this season. On top of that, I just feel that Kelly has been a lot more consistent and a lot more reliable than Brubaker. So I'm sticking with my best bet today on the Arizona Diamondbacks on the run line, guys.
The first lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, who is a leaderboard fixture in multiple sports, says she's sticking with her best bet on the Diamondbacks on the run line. And guys, like we said, we wanted to expedite this show a little more quickly than normal because games are going off during the show. So we wanted to make sure you were happy and still got a plate full. Dionne D'Amico doing great work. Go follow her. 2-0 last year in the preseason. You have a preseason game up tonight, Dionne?
Yes, I do. I have one game up for tonight.
That's a preseason game up tonight. She's a winner. Follow her all the way to the bank. Let's go to the doctor himself. He's making a house call. I'll tell you right now, guys, he's doing some very exciting things at SportsMemo, and he did finish number 1 in college football this year. So be sure to take advantage of those great customer appreciation discounts SportsMemo has to offer. Follow Dr. Chuck, college football. No matter where you go, you're going to get your money's worth. Proof is in the numbers. Numbers don't lie, and his numbers are incredible. Dr. Chuck, tell us what you're excited about tonight and give us another free winner here on the Full Count Show.
The headhunting and the pressure is tough. I'm not going to lie. It's, I was number 1 in baseball last year, and I am sitting at a very sad even on the entire season. It is tough to defend that top spot. I know Ron felt that same way after crushing it out in the previous season of NBA, coming in, everybody saying, "Hey, he's number 1, go get him." So I hope Joe. I know Joe and Dan are both coming after me. There's going to be plenty of guys coming after me, including Jesse and many others in college football. But I'm going to give it my best. On NFL front, I have my first preseason play tonight in one of the 2 games going off tonight. Mentioned tennis on the First Family. We're crushing tennis every day. There was a tennis winner right before we went on air with Coco Gauff, and we have 2 in action right now. Of course, you know that Wednesday and Thursday are baseball all day, and we're in action right now with the Marlins, which is hopefully continuing to look good. And it's too late right now, but I want you to be aware of the fact that every week on Tuesday and Wednesday, we put out a golf package with 5 plays, a top 20, 4 top 40s. We've gone 4-1 3 weeks in a row. I'm not trying to jump in extremely early, but our top 20 play is in first place, and one of our top 40 plays is in second place after the first day. And that's kind of how we've gone the last 3 weeks. So stick with us for PGA. I won't have anything again until next week, but follow those at SportsMemo and, get on board, because All Access is going to get you all those sports plus WNBA, which Dionne just took the lead again, and our college football and NFL plays that go out at the same time. But we'll do quickly with our baseball play. I already mentioned it. Basically, we're going for the Orioles here. It's plus money to have them score 3 runs in the first 5. Josh Winkowski has not put up an FIP sub 5 in the last 6 starts. He faced the same Baltimore team 2 months ago in May, and it was ugly. He actually had a better FIP than his ERA. I won't tell you what his ERA was, but his FIP was 8. And the Orioles crush right-handed hitting. They've been in the top 5 in the last week against right-handed pitching. Against right-handed pitching, they've been crushing. For them to score 3 runs in this situation is not a whole lot, and to get plus money on it is odd. I love that spot. But believe it or not, they've been averaging 3 runs in the first 5 innings of the last week. And shockingly enough, they score more runs in the 3rd inning than any team on the road. And they score more runs than just about every team on the road in the 1st inning. And so it's, we're getting a run. We need a run in 3 of the first 5 innings, and we cover this at plus money. So I like the over period, but this is like a low-hanging apple for some reason, and I say hammer it.
Great stuff by Dr. Chuck. Orioles, first 5, team total over. Guys, go follow Dr. Chuck. You'll follow him to the bank. And Trisha, we love you. Whatever the first lady bets, she bets too. Trish, I got to tell you.
Smart lady.
She's a smart lady. I got to tell you, I loved her so much. I married her. I'll tell you right now. Thank you for your support, Trish. We always love your kind words on the First Family Show as well. Dr. Chuck's doing some great work over at Sports Memo. Go follow him. Another great breakdown. Thank you, Doc. We love you. Now, guys, in order to get you guys in and out of here a little quicker, I'm not going to chime in on the Best Bet Show, but I will tell you, I'm going to do a shameless plug. Shameless plug. Number 1, the last 30 days MLB profit. Number 2, the last 30 days MLB winning percentage. Pie Gal loves the plays that I'm putting out. Number 3, the last 30 days overall, all sports profit. And number 1, the last 30 days overall winning percentage. We're at Sports Memo. Joe D, talking about yours truly. Over the years, you have quite a few number 1 rankings in preseason football. Last year here at Sports Memo, went 7-3 on premium releases, another 6-0 with free plays. This year, I'm already 1-0 in NFL preseason play. Well, guys, today, get ready to get paid with my NFL X. Thursday night winner a season ago, they were perfect. 100% of 3-0. Follow a proven NFL preseason winner. Go into the weekend with a bagel. I have this football winner available right now at SportsMemo for just $15. Guys, that was my shameless plug. By the way, I went with no background today. The dogs were nice. They weren't going after the blinds or anything. I hope you guys like me going au natural, because I'm not wearing anything at all underneath this shirt. Just kidding. Chris is in the background. He's always laughing.
The power of Zoom.
I love our producer, Chris. He's the best. My friends, a couple of quick announcements. Then we're out the door for you. Be sure to tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. The Full Count. That's Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. We come to you live with special guests each and every day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers, and only you can help us get there. And guys, take advantage of those wonderful customer appreciation discounts at Sports Memo. We are unrivaled with our customer appreciation discounts. And I want you to know some of these early bird discounts are going to be going soon. So go over to Sports Memo, follow your favorite capper or cappers, and follow them to the bank. Numbers don't lie. We have documented winning cappers at Sports Memo. My friends, don't forget the meet and greet. Westgate Superbook, the 19th to 20th of this month. Your favorite Wager Talking Sports Memo personnel. We're going to be there. We got those special chips. Yay. Come on down. Meet me, meet Dionne, meet Dr. Chuck, meet all your favorites. We're all going to be there. I'm going to tell you right now, last meet and greet was wild. This one's going to be even better. We look forward to seeing all of you. So, my friends, it's that time again. This is Joe D'Amico on behalf of Sports Memo, Dionne, and Dr. Chuck. To all of you out there, good luck and have a winning day.